closer to Saturday, New Year's Eve, when we see Bama take on Kansas State, All-State Sugar Bowl, Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana, 11 a.m. Central Time kickoff via ESPN, but you're rocking and rolling right here. Hottest show on the streets, got that fire, talking Bama. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith, touchdown, Alabama Magazine. Proud to have you guys in here on a Wednesday, hump day. You know what to do as we bring you the show from the magic city of Birmingham, streaming it to you via YouTube. Speaking of the channel, hit that subscribe button right now. Smash subscribe right now. Stop what you're doing. Get every friend, every family member, diehard Bama fan, casual Bama fan, consumer of Tide football to subscribe. Because if you love the content, guess what? They will be feeling it also. Don't forget to like the show. Hit that thumbs up. Give the show a quick like. Run those likes up. Hit that like button. Trying to start this thing off. 50 likes out the gate. Appreciate you guys. Daily Super Chat go $100. $100 there. Daily Super Chat go. All donations welcome and appreciate it. Hit that little notification bell to make sure that you miss nothing when it comes down to your Bama content. Hit the notification bell. Check us out right there. Got a lot of action coming to you on this evening. Got the Wonder Kid, Eli Walker, in the production studio. Eli, are you ready? You and I are going to the Eno tomorrow. Big Easy, the Daddy. We're going down there bright and early. Checking out this coverage here of the Sugar Bowl matchup on Saturday. Want to hear from you, the passionate fans of Bama football. You can do this by calling 205-448-1358. Number to call in. Let your voice be heard, 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. Number right there. We're going to dive right into the conversation, Eli. First topic of discussion, got to clear some things up, providing some clarification here on one sophomore quarterback, Jalen Milroe, the native Texan. There was a clip that hit Twitter, social media on yesterday that went viral. And the clip was about a 3 to 5, 6 second clip of Jalen Milroe catching a pass from the wide receiver spot area, put a move on somebody. And the clip went all over social media. And a lot of people were going, okay, what is this? What's going on here? Is Jalen Milroe switching positions? Is he a wide receiver now? What's happening? I'm watching this clip on Twitter. He's not throwing a pass. He's catching a pass. Somebody clarify this up. Somebody help me out here. There was some people concerned there on social media as that was the clip that came out on Tuesday. Well, to clarify this for everybody, I had went around talking to people that were there, at the Sugar Bowl. What happened was nothing to be alarmed about, nothing to be scared of, afraid of here, nothing to be up in arms about. What took place, so Jalen Milroe, and trying to have some fun here, having a fun moment, he saw where there was not a wide receiver in the line, right? So because there was not a wide receiver in the line, Jalen Milroe hopped in the wide receiver line, being a little bit funny, hopped in the wide receiver line, and it was time for Eli Holstein, freshman enrollee, freshman signee to the 2023 class, young man from Texas who enrolled early for bowl prep. He wears number 6 in bowl prep, so Eli Holstein was getting a rep in at quarterback. And so Jalen Milroe hopped in the wide receiver line to catch a pass there from Holstein, in which after that he went back to being a quarterback, working on his passing, his mechanics there. So Milroe, still a quarterback, nothing crazy is going on, nothing out of the ordinary is happening. He's still the guy that's pushing with Ty Simpson to try to be the future quarterback after Bryce Young. Milroe, still a guy that will get a lot of reps, who'll get reps, who'll get opportunities here in the Sugar Bowl against Kansas State. So the end-all, be-all here, providing some clarity, the clip that happened on Tuesday that had everybody kind of going crazy in a sense. There was nobody in the wide receiver line. Eli Holsting was coming up to get a rep in practice. Jalen Milroe recognized that, saw that, tried to capture a funny moment. He hopped into the wide receiver line, caught a pass from Eli Holsting, but then immediately went back to work with quarterback. So nothing out of the ordinary there for Jalen Milroe, the young man, still a quarterback, and looking forward to seeing what he does here in the Sugar Bowl in terms of reps he will be able to take there on the field. So we go to our first break here on the show on a Wednesday. Just had to provide some clarity there where that is concerned. When we get back, we go to the phone lines, we grab your calls, your thoughts, your conversations. We get to you, the Bama fans, right after this.
9 players have teamed up and released the Alabama Team Paper, which is a video yearbook they've put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
We're back into the action here, folks, from the break with the show, bringing you the heat. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen M. Smith, touchdown, Alabama Magazine, getting you ready for the Sugar Bowl, All-State Sugar Bowl, Saturday, 11 a.m. Central Time kickoff from Caesars Superdome, New Orleans, Louisiana, Bama, and Kansas State. Guys, shout out my man, Big Bill! Bill from New York with that $5 donation. And the Super Chats right there. Dancing Stephen loving that there. Continue hitting the like button. Hit that thumbs up. Run those likes up. Show that love and support here for the show. Trying to get this to 50 likes out the gate. Daily Super Chat go $100. Daily Super Chat go $100 right there. We appreciate you guys. We go to the phone lines to grab your calls. The call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Steve, my name is Gene Griffith. I'm calling from Carthage, Missouri. I can't tell you how much I admire Bryce Young and Bill and William Anderson for playing in this game, all right? There are too many players, quite frankly, that aren't giving back to the universities that actually gave them the exposure to actually make the big time. So I just wanted to tell you that. I enjoy the show. I enjoy TDA. I enjoy Justin Smith, too, all right? I really like his stuff. But, there are guys opting out of these bowl games, and I guarantee you they're going to be lucky to sign as free agents. We know Bryce and we know Will they're going in the first round or high second. So the fact of the matter is, I just want to say I cannot express in words my admiration for these young men, and I hope they start a trend in the future in which athletes give back to the universities that actually gave them exposure and, to play ball. So that's all I have to say. And listen, great show. You have a great day, and Happy New Year to you.
Absolutely. Appreciate that call right there starting us off. Will Anderson and Bryce Young will both go in the top 3, in my opinion, for the draft next April. But this just speaks to the culture that Coach Saban has created in Tuscaloosa, where nobody opted out of the bowl game. I mean, all of these guys could have sat there and said, we're preparing ourselves for the draft. But what does Coach Saban always say? You create more value by playing more football. These NFL scouts, these teams, these evaluators, they want more football on you. They want more tape on you. And the only way they can get more tape is watching you play. And these guys have a firm understanding of that. So to see the competitiveness of Will and Bryce, how they want to be on the field, how they want to be out there with the brothers, with their teammates, showing that leadership perspective. Very proud of both young men and want to see both play well in the Sugar Bowl. Definitely get them out when Alabama can and get these young guys on the field, but very proud of the young men and of the character that Bryce and Will both have. But we take this call here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hello, Stephen. Bill from New York. Happy New Year, brother.
Hey, same to you, my man. How you feeling?
Oh, we're good. We're good. I want to talk about this game a little bit. Like Milroe, I got to tell you, he's the guy I hope makes it as our quarterback. And, I'm a Christian, and part of it is because he's such a religious guy. He seems like a great guy you're not going to have any problems with off the field and things like that. But, Stephen, I got to tell you, he's got a lot to prove. See, to me, the two most important stats with a quarterback, first, the touchdowns, and second is yards per attempt. Yards per attempt, not yards per completion, yards per attempt. His are bad. They're bad. Now, he can make up for that. You know what I mean? He can make up for that in a way by his run stats, but that doesn't necessarily help you when your team is down. Like when Tua threw the touchdown pass against Georgia, you know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily help you when the team is down. So I want to see these guys in there a lot. He's got a lot of competition, Stephen. Simpson, to me, looks like, I said this way into the season this year. I love the way he scrambles. He's got a lot going for him. And these two rookies, these incoming freshmen, these guys got some skills. They're big. They could throw the ball a long way. The only other thing, I'd like your opinions on that, but the only other thing I want to talk about is, thanks for everything. We're talking about a new year, and I had so much fun on this site with you and the fellow callers and posters here. It's really great, and I really mean it. Thank you, Stephen.
Absolutely.
And you have a blessed day.
Absolutely. Bill from New York calling in right there. And for Milroe, there is a lot of competition. Bill is right. There is. When you talk about Ty Simpson and what he brings as a freshman, who's no longer a freshman now, this jumpstarts his sophomore year. And when you talk Eli Holstein and Dylan Larnigan, the talent that they have. But the one thing I will say that lies strongly in the as far as a feather in Milroe's cap is he's got the opportunity to improve those passing mechanics completely and fully. I go back to Jalen Hurts all the time. What was the one knock on Jalen Hurts coming through college? He's not the passer. He's not the accurate thrower. He's not a timing rhythm passer of the football. He cannot do those things. And we have seen Jalen Hurts work and work and work until he has blossomed into he's a good passer in the NFL. You look at his numbers this year with the Eagles. What is it, 23 touchdown passes to 5 picks? He has grown in that area. So in the same way that Jalen Hurts, who's from Texas, has grown in that area, Jalen Milroe from Texas has an opportunity to grow in that area as well. He's got a strong arm. He can rocket it out there. The thing with Milroe, can he be accurate? Can he have the timing? Can he place it where it needs to be in the hands of these wide receivers? I said this before. If Milroe can get the ball placement, the timing, and the accuracy, those three things, if he can have them in pocket, he's scary in terms of for years to come. So this is a Sugar Bowl where he is going to have the stage to be able to showcase the improvement. And then from the Sugar Bowl to spring practice summer workouts, fall camp. He's got that full stage to show this. But the competition is there. Ty Simpson ain't backing down. And with the talent that Dylan Larnigan and Eli Holstein have, they're going to try to push as well. So it's going to be a very intriguing quarterback room. Shouting out Dale B with that $10 donation. Helping us out right there. Showing love to us here on TDA YouTube channel. As you guys are continuing to get your thoughts in, 205-448-1358. I'm going to call in 205-448-1358, the number right there. We're going to go to a cool call topic here, Eli, and one that it kind of saddens me, but I sort of knew that this would happen, and I wish this young man the best. Will Reichard will declare for the NFL draft after the Sugar Bowl. And I'm trying not Eli, can you please give me some Puffs Plus, please? I'm trying to cry here, but Reichard will declare to go pro. And it's like, man, just when you finally get a kicker, and he's good, just go so fast, man. Oh, so fast. Reichard, perfect season in 2020. Made all 14 field goals, all 84 extra points. 2021, made 80% of his kicks. This season, made 84%, 21 of 25. Made all 59 extra points. Just, Reichard was a godsend, man. Godsend. He had got to a point with the Reichard where you didn't have to cuss when the kicker came up. You didn't have to cuss. You didn't have to drink alcohol. You didn't have to do anything crazy because you just knew. Reichard, money in the bag. You could actually sit down and watch your field goal go through the goalpost comfortably. You could actually do that. So, wish the best there for Reichard. He mentioned in his presser on Tuesday that he was torn between going pro and coming back, and after having talks with his family members, he decided, hey, let me go ahead and go pro. And you can't fault him for that. You got to commend him for that, because kickers, they can play a long time in the league. Kickers have a long career in the NFL. You can ask Adam Vinatieri, you can ask Mike Vanderjagt, you can ask a whole bunch of kickers. They have a long life in the NFL, especially if you're good. You can play to your 50. So, big ups to the Reichard choosing to put his name in the draft hat following the Sugar Bowl. He has also accepted his invitation to the Reese's Senior Bowl down there in Mobile. But we'll take another break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, there are quite a few names that have stepped up in Sugar Bowl practice. We'll touch on that right after this.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
We're back into the action here, folks, from the break. Hottest show on the streets, talking Bama football. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen M. Smith of TDA right here. Sugar Bowl on Saturday, Alabama, Kansas State, live from the NO. Big Easy, Daddy, where cornbread, beignet, biscuits, crawfish, all grown trees. New Orleans, Louisiana. Getting myself hungry here just thinking about that. Caesars Superdome. Eli has already told me he's getting all the Cajun food. I'm trying to put an over or under on how much Cajun food Eli will eat. We'll get that over or under to you guys pretty soon there. But continue to hit that like button on the show. Give us that thumbs up. Run those likes up there. Trying to hit 50 likes out the gate right now. Daily Super Chat, go $100. Daily Super Chat, go. All donations appreciated, welcomed right there. But second topic of conversation, quite a few names here stepping up in Sugar Bowl prep right now. That's the guys down there in New Orleans. Among the guys, the early enrollees are having some good prep. Caleb Downs looks the part down there as the number one safety in the class. Justin Smith, our director of scouting and recruiting for TDA, says he's the best player he has seen in this class on the recruiting trail. So Caleb Downs looking good down there, wearing number 18. Reichard McElderry looking good down there as an offensive lineman in prep. Wilkin Formby as well. Eli Holstein, the two running backs. Justice Haynes and Richard Young giving Alabama's defense some good looks here as far as what Kansas State's backs will bring. So a lot of the young players, a lot of the young freshmen enrollees showing up here in Sugar Bowl prep. But there are some other names that have stepped up here in terms of this prep. And we're getting to those names right now. Number one wide receiver, JUCO transfer Malik Benson, Hutchinson Community College. I mean, this dude is really showing these defensive backs for Alabama a strong look at the Kansas State wide receivers. K-State's got 4 guys that have caught 40-plus passes this season, including running back Deuce Vaughn. But Malik Benson, his speed, routes, hands, capability, he is showing this Alabama secondary. Jordan Battle, DeMarco Helms, Eli Ricks, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Brian Branch. He's showing all of these guys quality looks here. This Kansas State wide receiver room. So good there for Benson. Tyler Booker, all week in Sugar Bowl prep, Tyler Booker, hungry, focused, locked in, playing outstanding. People are saying he just gets it. Tyler Booker just gets it. And this is despite the names on the offensive line that hopped in the transfer portal. We're talking Damian George, Tommy Brockermeyer, Amari Kite, Tanner Bowles. Those guys, offensive linemen are saying Tyler Booker just gets it. Looking forward to watching him even more on Saturday. Speaking of Brockermeyer, James Brockermeyer, the brother of Tommy. Tommy gone, James still in Tuscaloosa. James Brockermeyer starting to finally chirp. Here. According to J.C. Latham, sophomore right tackle, spoke on Tuesday. He said James Brockermeyer has become crucial in the bowl prep. Here we go. James Brockermeyer, who came in, 4-star, 2021 class, center prospect. We knew he had to put on a bit more weight when he came in. Young man from Texas, but he's added the weight. He's made improvements. J.C. Latham saying, hey, he's been crucial here in the bowl prep. And keep in mind here, when you've got Seth McLaughlin coming back as the starting center, James Brockermeyer could get some big reps next season as a backup center. So James Brockermeyer, kudos to him. Stepping up there in that bowl prep. Another guy that stepped up on the offensive line, Elijah Pritchett, has stepped up. He came in the 2022 class. And he could have seen some time this season, but what happened, had a pectoral muscle injury there during the weightlifting process and summer workouts. The coaching staff kind of advised him to get some surgery done on that. Pritchett did that. Now he's back, going through bowl prep. He has stepped up. He is a guy at 6'7" that I could see potentially starting at right tackle for next season, especially when you have J.C. Latham possibly kicking to left tackle for next season. So keep your eyes on Elijah Pritchett. Another offensive lineman, Terrence Ferguson, starting to step up there in that bowl prep. The offensive line as a whole, bunch of different guys stepping up. J.C. Latham talked about it. Bunch of different names starting to make their presence felt. Last but not least here, you've got here Jihad Campbell. Keep your eyes on him. But starting this thing off here with Malik Benson, I've mentioned this. He is showing these defensive backs a lot of looks here when you talk about the Kansas State wide receivers and what Colin Klein will look to bring to the table as offensive coordinator in this game. Malik Benson doing a fabulous job with his routes, his heads, his combinations. He's been running a lot of scout team things in practice this week for bowl prep. So really like Malik Benson and the mindset he has brought to the table. Going back to the offensive linemen, I mean, all of these guys, Pritchett, Brockermeyer, Booker, Ferguson, they're all stepping up. They're all making plays. Now, of course, the freshmen who have come in and enrolled early for bowl prep, Wilkin Formby, Reichard McElderry, Miles McVay, those guys have stepped up too. But J.C. Latham singled out, Booker, Pritchett, James Brockermeyer, Terrence Ferguson. The big deal. Just speaks to the work that Eric Wolford's doing in bowl prep with these guys, getting them set for a Kansas State defensive front that's going to come after you. For a Kansas State defensive front that they're tough, they're mean, they're old school, they're scrappy, they're going to want to come after you. So, big job there by several members of the offensive line stepping up there. And then when you look at Jihad Campbell, freshman, this guy's going to be something nice because with Jalen Moody having his right arm in a sling during the week of bowl prep, Jihad Campbell's gotten quite a few reps in practice. He's gotten quite a few reps alongside Henry To'o and Deontay Lawson. So keep your eyes on Campbell. You can see a lot of field time in this game. Hit, tackle, make plays out there at that linebacker position. And with Pete Golding speaking to reporters tomorrow, defensive coordinator, Eli, you and I will be down there for that. We'll get a chance to pick Pete Golding's brain about what has he been seeing more from Jihad Campbell. So that'd be something to keep your eyes there for, as well as Coach Golding speaks on tomorrow. But we'll take another break here, folks, in the show. Don't touch that dial, people. When we get back, we return to you. Your phone calls, your thoughts, your viewpoints, your conversations. Line us up right after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
All right, folks, we're back and here to the action on a Wednesday, hump day from the break, talking Bama football news. In my own words right here, Stephen M. Smith, TDA. Continue in that like button, giving us that thumbs up right here on the show. Run those likes up. We appreciate you. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 right there, $100 there. Thanks to all the support. Spencer dropping in that $10 donation. Showing love. He also says, don't forget, Bama signed a kicker, Connor Talty, 2023 class. I like old Talty. Did very well out of high school kicking field goals. Hopefully he can be or continue that consistency that Reichard had for this program. Also a thought coming in, what about Jeremiah Alexander and Sean Murphy in bowl prep? They've looked good too. Alexander's shooting off the ball where those outside linebackers are concerned. I like what Alexander's doing. Sean Murphy's looked good with the inside backer. So once again, Pete Golding speaks tomorrow, people. So all the questions that we could potentially grill Pete Golding on, we'll be right there, front and center, asking him about any defensive player that we feel like throwing a question about. So that's going to be interesting. We go to the phone lines right now to take your calls. The call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang. 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. We grab this call here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
What's up, Steve? You're being no from Hamburg, Virginia. Hey, my man.
Doing great, man. How you feeling?
I hear you talking about Coach Bird, dude. I'll ask you a question, Stephen.
Well, go ahead.
Is Will Anderson Jr. and Bryce Young are they in the NFL draft or not?
They are going to both play. They're going to both play in the game. Now, how long will Will and Bryce play? Be the question. It'll be interesting to see how long they both play. Now, Bryce, I would like to see him play. I would like to see him play a couple of series to at least a quarter, but it depends on how much Kansas State is out here fighting in this game, which they're going to come out here. They're going to come out here scrapping and fighting. But for Will Anderson, I think he could play either 3 quarters or the full game. We'll just see what happens. But we appreciate that call right here coming into the show. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, Steven. It's Sishi. How are you?
Sishi, doing well. Hopefully your Christmas was outstanding. How are you feeling?
I am great. I was trying to stay warm as much as possible. It got as low as 8 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, I felt like for a few days there, Sishi, I felt like, am I in Alabama or Green Bay, Wisconsin? What is this?
Right. I'm like, am I in Vancouver or something, Nova Scotia? Because this is crazy. No, so I just wanted to, I'm going to try to make this short, but so I did hear O'Brien's comments today. I think there was a reporter who asked him, if he's heard any of the negative feedback regarding his play calling. And if I heard him correctly, I was hoping I misheard him. But I think O'Brien said something to the effect of he didn't see why there would be, negative comments about his play calling, and that he believes our offense has been productive for the last couple of years. My thing is, if his idea of productive is having Bryce run all over the field because his play calling is ineffective, then that would explain why we had the season that we had. It almost seems like he's just not in touch with reality. It was almost like he was just sitting there just looking confused like he does in that big box, But anyway, because, I can say a whole mouthful about O'Brien. It's just time for him to go. But I did want to say our recruiting class, this 2023 class, it's so exciting. I think that because most of the guys, they signed after the so-called top 4 was released. To me, that speaks volumes, especially because a few of the guys, I think Justice Haynes and Caleb Downs, and I think one of the quarterbacks are all from the state of Georgia. And I think that speaks volumes when you really consider just all of the adversity this year, all of the negative talk about Bama, the horrible play calling, and then the way that the committee tried to snub us the way that they did. I mean, we can just call it what it is. I think that speaks volumes that the players, the recruits, they still wanted to come to Bama. That says a lot. And so I think at the end of the day, if you want to play, if you want to compete at a high level, and you also want to learn the intangibles off the field, then you know where to go. It's not about, the whole ordeal that happened earlier this year between Saban and Fisher, about Texas A&M buying their players and all that. At that time, I think that was maybe over the summer, I still felt like we would still come out on top. Regardless of the season that we had, I believe that we would still come out on top in terms of the recruiting class, because there are just some things that money can't buy. It can't buy class. But I will say that this recruiting class reminds me so much of both the 2008 and 2009 classes, when we had, Trent, Julio, Mark Ingram. I think we had DJ Fluker, Marcel Darius, Drake, everybody, Courtney Upshaw, Eddie Lacy, like we went in. And this literally feels like a combination of those two seasons. And we saw what happened. Like these guys are hungry. And that's what I want to see. I think we had like Dante Hightower, but like all of those guys. And I think that I really wanted us to get that guy, Peter Woods. I still don't understand how we missed out on him. I think that he would have been a great addition, especially because he's from, the state of Alabama. But I think with that James Smith guy, and I think it was like Edric Hill or someone, that, may make up for that. I'm also excited about the guy from Georgia, the Caleb Downs guy. I think that there's been a lot of eyes on him for quite some time. And I just learned that I think they said that he's a DB, but he used to play wide receiver, if I heard them correctly. And I think that that's one of those X factors where you don't know what you're going to get. And the fact that he has that experience with his hands, I believe it was Caleb Downs. I think that's going to be very effective for him, playing. I think he's the DB safety. And so I think that's going to be awesome. Malik Benson is just something about getting those guys from JUCO. I think that makes a huge difference. And even that tight end that we just got, CJ Dupree, I believe, I think with his size, and he also has really good speed. I think he's going to be a great addition as well. The one guy that I'm waiting to hear about, and I'm like, we got to get this dude, is the guy, I think it's Cormani McLean, the one who I think he was like initially, or he's verbally committed with Miami, but then, when it comes signing day, it was crickets. And I'm like, I think that I think he's being smart about it, which is good. It's very strategic. And I would just really love to see him at Bama. I think like we're going to set it off. And I don't think the current players should worry about like not getting playing time or things like that, the depth, all of that. Because I think, a lot of these guys may be redshirted. We'll see. But I'm excited to see what happens and, just roll tide. I think the committee, they did snub us. They ain't got to worry about watching us play this weekend. Like they can watch those so-called top 4 teams. We're going to do our thing and we're going to have fun. And I think we're going to ball out. We're going to beat, Kansas State. And that's just what it is. But anyway, what are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts, Cici, on all of this is going back to Bill O'Brien to answer that one. Bill O'Brien, you kind of have to look at what does he define as production? Because to me, a lot of the production came from Bryce Young, please bail us out. We don't know what's going on. Bryce Young, please throw us a life preserver. So if the thought of production is Bryce Young, throw us a life preserver, then I would agree with Bill O'Brien in that standpoint. If it's not Bryce Young, throw us a life preserver, then I don't know what Bill O'Brien could be thinking about or talking about at this juncture. Now, when you look at this recruiting class, I really like this class. I agree with your thoughts of it's a combination of the 08 and 09 classes. Hopefully these guys can translate on the field like those two classes did. But I like the hunger that they're coming in here with. A lot of these kids are saying, I'm coming to chase rings. I'm coming to reset the culture. I'm coming to be, a leader. I'm coming to face this adversity head on. I'm coming for the challenge. And a lot of this stuff was what those guys in 08 and 09 talked about. So if these young brothers right here can put it together on the field, then for years to come, people will talk about this 2023 class for a long time. But appreciate Cici there for that call. We'll take this call. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Brandon Jackson from Huntsville, Alabama. Right now, I'm trying to keep America moving right now in my truck. Oh, man, I love your work. I love everything that what you're doing, man. I barely can't catch the live show because either I be shut down or driving at nighttime. Man, good that we got Malik Benson in out of the recruit class, and we already got him in, and he's already in bowl prep and like giving the receivers a good look for the bowl game. But what receiver freshman is going to step up for us in the bowl game to try to help out play calling, to try to help out Bryce Young, because we haven't had a guy all year long to be able to separate himself and like just become that number one guy. And that's right. I think I know that Bill O'Brien, he has his moments and times and where he's bad play calling, and I'm screaming at the TV just like every other Alabama fan. But what guy is really going to step up and blow the top off the defense? Because since we made those 2 changes on the offensive line and we was able to start running the ball late in the season when it came down to the Ole Miss game, we really started running the ball and moving the ball consistently then. What guy is going to be able to help us blow the top off the defense to set up the deep passing game, and then come back to where we'll be able to work everything underneath? Thank you, man, for your time.
Appreciate that, Jackson. I'm going to give you 3 guys. I'm going to give you 3 receivers right here. And all 3 of these guys have been going off in Sugar Bowl prep. Isaiah Bond, Kendrick Law, Kobe Prentice, all 3 of those guys. Isaiah Bond has the speed to blow the top off a defense. We saw this against Arkansas when they gave him a chance on that deep ball pattern. So Isaiah Bond, number 1. Kobe Prentice has speed. We go back once again in the Arkansas game. He caught this little slant route and took it 40, 50 yards to the house. Kobe Prentice has that type of speed. Kendrick Law is sort of the wild card. He's got a lot of toughness. He can block. He's tough. But if you watch him, he's got deceptive speed too, coming from Louisiana. And Kendrick Law, the back half of the year, started to pop off a little bit. I know people say, look at Shaz Preston too, and I like Shaz Preston, but give me Prentice, Bond, and Law. All 3 of those guys have had a great bowl prep, and all 3 of those guys have the potential, if you put them in the right spots, to take the top off the defense. But appreciate Jackson there for that call. We grabbed this one. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Roll Tide, Steve. This is Jay from Sheffield.
Jay, man, I mean, your boy spoke today. O'Brien, he spoke today, Jay.
Yeah, they look out with him. Boy, do you see how he was fumbling over his words and twitching and looking out?
Jay, the man was sweating on national TV, Jay.
Come on now, man. You that nervous because you suck? I don't know, man. But Steve, I want Robert Gillespie to be the next offensive coordinator, man.
I like him. That is one brother I really do like.
Yeah, let's promote within and go get somebody like, I've been pulling for Chip Long, so let's go get somebody like that and make it like a co-offensive coordinator thing or something. I don't know, but this man got to go. That man got to get up out of there.
I mean, I was sitting there watching Jay and O'Brien saying, what criticism? We averaging 40 points per game, and I'm like, here we go.
that kind of. I'm like, wow. I wish they'd let the reporters have a little back and forth with the man, because a couple of them questions I feel like they was finna get at him, but I don't know if they told the room to temper down or what. But they should have just went ahead and threw him on to the Wolves, because I got NFL friends and all. Well, listen, man, you need to go on with your NFL buddy.
I thought, Jay, that was the question I was going to get him. I don't know who asked that question, but I thought that was the one when he started out talking about the NFL friends. I thought that was the one that had him.
Yeah, it got him to me, Steve. That's when he got the twitching and fumbling and golly, Bill, what's wrong? You got ants in your pants? But I don't know, man. Man, we got K-State this weekend. We got a football game, man. That's all that matters, Steve. We got a football game. Bryson will one more time. We can't never be mad about that. I want to see Gills pop off for a 200-yard game. Let's get into him and let him go crazy one time. Let's him and Jace, because I feel like Jace going to the lead. Him and Jace, let them boys pop off one time.
Hey, I'm with you on that. Let them 2 guys pop off, and let's get all these young receivers pop off too.
Man, can we see? Just call 4 verticals. Act like you're playing the game or something. Call 4 verticals and just let these folks run and see who the fastest is. Whoever open downfield, I'm just going to throw it up. That's what Bryce would be thinking. Cause, man, I don't think he going to get no play calling help from Bill. He sound like he just in the press conference, he sounded like he confused already, and the game ain't even started.
Well, Jay, hey, check this out, Jay. Pete Golding speaks tomorrow. I will be there for Pete Golding, so we will have some big questions pulled up for Pete.
Man, I don't even want to get on Pete because I've been feeling like we done let this man slide for 5 years. He done been here longer than Bill. And he been messing up twice as long as Bill. That is ridiculous. We should have been let him go, but man, roll tide. We got football this weekend. We need to see the run and attack. We ain't got no receivers. They keep saying. So we need to have a young gun party and turn up on these folks. I mean, we need to see some young middle linebackers and young defensive ends and stuff too, Steve. I want to see a Jeremiah Alexander there. What you think? You think they gonna get in the game?
I think they will. I mean, Alexander's had a good week. Jahad Campbell's had a very good week. Seeing Sean Murphy out there.
Like
Christian Story's been out there too. I'm trying to see though, at what point do they use him in the game? He's been out there, but at what point do you put him in the game?
Man, we need to get all the guys going to the NFL out the first quarter. Let's go turn the page to the future, guys. Set the tone for the decade, man. This a big game. Let's go and bring that Bama pain and roll tide. I love y'all.
Appreciate Jay calling in there to the show, whether he's from Sheffield, whether he's from Florence, wherever Jay is from. Appreciate Jay calling in right there. We'll take this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
What's up, Steven? It's your boy, Standout, a.k.a. Coach Smook, man. What's going on, bro?
Doing great, man. Hopefully you had a great Christmas, Coach Smook. I know I did, and we got a Sugar Bowl coming up here. Bama, Kansas State, hearing a lot of the young names stepping up down there in New Orleans in the Sugar Bowl prep.
Man, I'm excited to hear that. I really wish we would hear more young names on the defensive side. We know that on the offensive side, it's kind of been forced on these guys with the amount of transfers we had on that side of the ball. But I'm excited to see this offensive line come out and kind of hopefully we handle business and are able to do, the passing of the torch type of gesture, by the third quarter where we get to see, the second string QB battle, start to unfold and guys in the secondary that we're looking to get some playing time next year. Like the last caller Jay was talking about, I want to see Christian Story out there. I feel like that guy has a lot to offer. And then even Devontae Smith, just looking at that guy do work during the bowl prep, man, it's like he just looks like he could be doing something. He could be doing something. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see guys like Brian Branch get to showcase their talents one more time. I know a lot of attention goes to Will Anderson and Bryce Young, but if we be honest, the most consistent player throughout this whole year on both sides of the ball was definitely Brian Branch.
Right.
And I mean that's good games and bad games. He was the consistent bright spot for our defense. And to me, I think he's getting a lot of attention from scouts now because of the way that the defense has performed this year. Being that, you usually could go to the Bama defense and be like, okay, I got 6-7 first rounders, but now people, they fall in there looking at it like, okay, oh, well, this is the guy that's standing out on a consistent basis. I mean, we saw Will Anderson disappear some games. We saw, we saw what Tua was capable of, what he wasn't capable of, or however we want to word it. We saw Battle make a lot of mistakes this year. Helms make a lot of mistakes this year, but they also made good plays when they could. So, but when you talk about consistency, Brian Branch, so I'm glad to see that he's getting that recognition. And just overall, man, I want to see some execution. For some reason, I got this weird, eerie feeling that Bill O'Brien gonna call the game of his life, of his career at Bama, and is going to make the media be like, was he really that bad? And we're going to still say yes because you did that to us before. You tricked us to act like you knew how to call a decent offensive game plan before, and you turn right back around and did us dirty with the old Bob slide. So we ain't trying to hear that no more. Call your last game and be up out of here, man. We trying to get back to greatness, and you're not a part of that plan. So, but yeah, Steven, I'm just excited, man, and as always, man, just glad to be able to support, man, and show love. Shout out to the Blue Ridge gang and everybody, man. Steven, thank you for taking my call, and roll tide, everybody.
Appreciate Coach Smook calling in right there to the show, and a lot of things I'm looking forward to in the Sugar Bowl. Seeing young offensive players, defensive players step up. What type of game plan will Bill O'Brien and Pete Golding will have? And just, definitely just the momentum. Like, how quickly will the momentum go in the direction of Alabama in this game? What does Kansas State do in this football game? A lot of just different moving pieces to kind of look at here. But we grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Stephen M. Smith. It's Spencer Reevely. How you doing, sir?
Doing fantastic, Spencer, and yourself?
Doing great, sir. Merry Christmas to you and your family, sir. And congratulations once again on your new marriage and your new family life going on, sir.
Absolutely, my man. I thank you for that, man. It's been an absolute joy, and Christmas was good. It was fantastic, but now we look at the Sugar Bowl down there in New Orleans.
Yes, we do. That's why I got this question for you, then I'll get off here. We're going to see a lot of new faces in this game. So which new face, offense, defense, special teams, it don't matter. Which player that you've been looking at, that's been sitting on the sideline, that's been chewing it to bits to get on the field, that you really wanted to see how they're going to do in real time? Who you wanting to see hit the field in this game against Kent State?
All right, so offense, defense, it doesn't matter. I want to see Kendrick Blackshire. Ever since this young man committed in 2021 out of Duncanville, Texas, he looks like something was made in a laboratory. He looks like an Avenger mixed with a Transformer I don't know what he's mixed with. But ever since this dude took the field, I'm like, oh, God, who is that? And that guy right there is the guy that I want to see on the field. He's played at times on special teams. He's lit people up on special teams. I've said this. If Reuben Foster and Mac Wilson had a baby, it's Kendrick Blackshire. I want to see that kid on the field.
Amen, sir. Well, thank you for your time. Let me get off here. I know we got other callers coming in, but thank you for your time, sir, and thank you to all of TDA and all your members, sir.
Absolutely. Spencer Reveley calling in right there. And that's just me being real. That's me being real. If Reuben Foster and Mac Wilson had a football child, it's Kendrick Blackshire. And I remember talking to Coach Saban during the regular season. Blackshire had gotten the full grip of the playbook at middle linebacker prior to sustaining a hand injury. He's out there in bowl prep, so he's good from the hand injury. He should be. Hopefully he is. That's a guy I want to see on the field. Because if that kid get a hold of you, you ain't going nowhere. I like Jihad Campbell, straight up. Sean Murphy, oh yeah. Jeremiah Alexander, yeah. But when Blackshire signed in 2021, and I saw this kid's calf muscles, I'm like, what is his mother, grandmother, great, what were they feeding this dude? Dude, just different. Just different. That's who I want to see on the field. If I'm being flat honest, that's who I want to see on the field, regardless of position. We'll see. We'll definitely see. We got some super chats to get to. You guys have been showing love in this segment, so let's get this horn ready. J.D. Long with that $9.98. Showing love right there. Appreciate him. Brian Watson, that $4.99. Dropping the love in the bucket. Appreciate Brian Watson. Our own Coach Smook. Blue Ridge Gang, that $10 donation. Appreciating Coach Smook right there. James Knox with that $4.99. Good love there coming from him. Daily Go, $100. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 right there. You can be a part of the action. Dropping the love there in the half. Quick call topic right here. Tua Tagovailoa. Gosh, I mean, love Tua. What he did at Alabama, helping the Crimson Tide, national championship against Georgia, 2017 game, 2018 season, 2nd and 26. It's just, Tua's one of those guys that you're scared, are the injuries too much? Is it time for Tua to kind of take the money he's invested? He's got a baby, recently got married, new wife. Is it time for Tua to kind of start elsewhere with his career? Not saying he can't play football, it's the injuries. He had, at Alabama, he had a finger, a hand, 2 ankles, a knee, and a hip. And that was just college. In the NFL, fractured ribs. What is this, Eli, his 3rd concussion? And this one's under investigation too? It's scary. As talented as this young man is, and he's gifted, it's just scary. Like, I seriously pray for Tua. Like, is this time where you take all of the money you've invested, right, and you go elsewhere in terms of your career? Because I want to see this young man enjoy his new marriage, enjoy his child, enjoy life. Because when you have concussions like this, CTE is real. Like, we've seen guys with CTE retire from the NFL and their lifespan's not long. A lot of these guys take their own lives, and it's sad, but we've seen that. Really concerns me when it comes to Tua. 3rd concussion. Seriously in prayer for him, because I definitely want to see him enjoy the fullness of his life. I mean, Alabama fans, I mean, what would you do if you were Tua in the situation? What would you do if you were Tua Tagovailoa? Drop your thoughts there in the chat. What would you do in this situation? We're going to go to our final break here, folks. When we get back, we wrap things up with the OB, Bill O'Brien press conference from today. What is his future for real? He said a lot of things today. What is OB's future for real? We'll wrap it up after this.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're rocking and rolling back in here with you, kicking it from the break. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen M. Smith of TDA. Appreciate all the likes on the show, all the donations. Keep hitting the like button. Keep hitting the thumbs up. Keep the donations coming. A lot of you guys in the chat line saying Tua Tagovailoa, Bama's next QB coach. I would like that. I mean, just want to see him full life, you know? I don't like injuries. I don't. But where Tua's concerned, I really don't, because these are adding up. And it's scary. Very scary. So definitely praying the best for Tua in terms of wherever life takes him in career, football, not football. Just want him living a full life. Injury-free here is what I'm saying. But we get into the final topic of conversation, Eli. Bill O'Brien spoke today, people. We saw that. OB press conference was today. We all know Coach Saban lets his coordinators speak twice a year. They speak in August before the season even starts, and then they speak during the postseason. So we got OB today, postseason edition. He got there up there from them cameras. And like I mentioned, I thought the question to him about the NFL, I thought he would unveil a whole lot more stuff. He unveiled quite a bit in that question. But it got to the conversation of, the criticism that's been under. We look at his offensive play calling, and he's like, what criticism? I haven't heard that. I think we've been productive. We're averaging 40 points a game the past 2 seasons. I think we've been pretty darn good. Now, what criticism? What criticism? Bill O'Brien, what criticism could we possibly be facing? But the question that's on everybody's mind, including my own, what becomes of OB after the Sugar Bowl? What becomes of Bill O'Brien, right? Because contract-wise, if we're taking this from the contract expires February 28th of 2023, next year. So if we're looking at this based on contract, OB would have to go elsewhere after the Sugar Bowl. I know he's saying, I'm loving it in Tuscaloosa. I like it here. I love the program with Coach Saban. I love coaching these players. This is great right here. I know he's saying that. But contract-wise, after February 28th of next year, that sucker expires. What does Saban do here in terms of OB? We've had all the rumors about, he's going back to the NFL. He's going back to New England Patriots. Bill Belichick wants him to be back there. All of these NFL insiders, NFL, real chance Patriots. We see the Patriots offense in disarray. We're seeing Mac Jones cussing folks out on live TV because he's not filling the offense. So Bill O'Brien Patriots, right? OB, I have not spoken to anybody in New England since last April. What? You spoken to nobody, OB? Nobody? Not even a carrier pigeon? A carrier pigeon hasn't sent messages out there? Spoken to nobody. Okay. So, even with the speculation saying OB to New England, OB hasn't talking to anybody in New England. But it's not just New England. There's rumors of Cincinnati. Speculation there for the Bengals. Speculation for the Denver Broncos. Nathaniel Hackett recently got fired. Speculation there. Does Cliff Kingsbury remain with the Arizona Cardinals? Speculation there. NFL. There's speculation everywhere. But Bill O'Brien, what becomes of it? Then when you look at Nick Saban, does he retain Bill O'Brien? I don't know. I don't think it happens. But does Nick Saban retain OB? Look, will a new deal get done for him to stay in Tuscaloosa? Eli, could you see that? I couldn't see it. But stranger things have happened. It's going to be very interesting, folks, because wow. O'Brien, I have not contacted anybody with the Patriots. Man.
At this point, you guys, even you guys could be like, even Steven feels aggravated right now. I know, right?
I know. I'm right there with you guys. Right there with you. But we'll see what happens. We will see how this all transpires, how this all goes, how this all happens, how this all works. We will see in terms of Bill O'Brien. But as always, Bama Nation, you want the best news, notes, material, coverage, entertainment on your favorite program. That'll be in the Crimson Tide. You can check this out by accessing the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store. If you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone. For your audio needs, check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, iHeartRadio, Google Play. We got you covered right there. Folks, as always, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Have those sent to your door. That link found in the description. You're trying to get your hands on the fresh edition, print edition of TDA the magazine. Here's what you do. You go to touchdownalabama.com. You click join. Become a member or a subscriber today. That link in the description as well. Gotta shout out you guys, the outstanding fans of Bama football. All the calls, all the chats, the donations, the love you show us right here on the channel. Alabama, Kansas State, New Year's Eve this Saturday, 11 a.m. Central Time kickoff from ESPN. Yours truly, Stephen M. Smith, our own Eli Walker, will be in the NO tomorrow, getting all that coverage leading up to the Sugar Bowl. Follow us right there. Gotta show my support. Gotta show that love to Eli Walker, all he does in the production studio. Trying to make sure that I don't fall off the rails, which I try hard not to do that there. But the next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, you guys continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing to not be bored there. Get you those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.